What is good, y'all? It's your boy Deluxe back here again. This is going to be a mid-bald fade with a 3 on top and a beard lineup. Nothing's getting taken off the beard. To start off, I just use my Motive Pro comb, kind of comb out the hair, make sure there's nothing in the way, nothing blocking from me cutting. And then I go ahead with my Andis Pro Alloys with my 3 guard and go ahead and take down the top of the head. Nice clean strokes. I go over the head a lot. I definitely went over the head to make sure all the hair on top is evened out. Next, I took my Wall Heroes, started my first guideline, my bald guideline around the head, kind of dropped it a little bit in the back. You can kind of see his little occipital bone back. Kind of want to make sure when you're doing a mid-bald fade, you kind of keep it right around, you don't pass up that bone back there, you kind of keep it around that area. And I make sure I connect it all the way from the other side. Start next by lining up the sideburns, and then I go ahead and grab my Andis Masters. These are the Fade Masters with the fade blade with the 0 purple Andis guard. I'm gonna go about 3/4 of an inch. The guard is closed. This is gonna be my first guideline that I want to take out. As you can see, I am scooping out at the top. I want to emphasize that, as I do not want to make a hard guideline. Every single time I do make a new guideline, it is always scooping out at the top. Now I'm taking down the bulk of the hair with my Wall Heroes. These are not zero gaps, so they're not going to make it super close, but they do well with taking down bulk hair. After that, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure everything's all evened out, so it makes my Andis shavers not work as hard when I do bald him out with my shavers. I want to make sure those things last. They tend to wear down a lot when you do make them overwork with a lot of uneven hair. When I do bald these guys out with for any bald fade, I do leave about like a centimeter or 2 of the hair stubble. I don't go all the way up to my first guideline. Leave about myself a little bit of room to kind of blend out from the bald shaver to my 0 guard open. As you can see, I'm taking my Wall Heroes and evening out that stubble. I'm not going into my first guideline. I'm just evening out all that stubble hair right there, and making it as short as possible, so it's gonna be easier on my shavers to take down real quick, and I don't have to work so hard. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my Andis Fade Masters, and I'm gonna be taking out that first guideline and kind of going up just a little bit, maybe like 1/4 of an inch into that first guideline, and scooping out still, but making sure all the hairs are evened. Blade is flat on the head, and I'm making sure I'm taking everything down nice and evenly. After that, then I like to go ahead and take the Andis shavers, work my way down with it. I'm not pushing or pulling the hair up. I'm going into the head and pushing the shavers downward to kind of make a nice natural fade, and it kind of makes that transition nice and smooth. Go ahead and go back to my Fade Masters, have them halfway open. I go up about another 1/4 of an inch. Again, with this technique, I'm working my way up my guidelines, so I want to make sure everything is nice and even, nice and taken down. And then after that, I just go ahead and open it all the way up and take out that last little bit of the guideline. Now, every single thing I'm doing right here is steps that I do throughout the whole fade. It's really just rinse and repeat. And then I kind of go back through just to clean up 1 notch right below, all the way open, to clean up the longer hairs, and then 1 notch above, all the way closed, to kind of clean up all the nice shorter hairs. Any other cleanup work you can do, of course, just to make sure all that transition is nice and smooth and crisp. Then I go ahead and grab my 0 guard again, open it all the way up, go another 3/4 to an inch up. Again, I'm scooping out. This is open to make my next guideline. I go ahead and grab my Pro Alloys, open those bad boys up, and I go ahead and flick out kind of nicely, taking out that first little line of that next guideline. The Fade Masters get really short, so going from a 0 guard close to a no guard open, you're gonna have a line left there, and that takes up the line. After that, like I said, you're just repeating all the steps. We go 0 guard close, 0 guard halfway open, and then 0 guard all the way open, and then cleanup work on the way down. Same steps as we did before. Any dark spots that you see, anything that you see, you want to make sure you clean out of the way. Again, we are flicking out once we get close to the top of the guideline to make sure we're not making too hard of an indent line and making the fade uneven. We want to make sure all the hair is nice and laying down throughout this whole process, combing away any excess hair out of the way to make sure our canvas is nice and clean. And then I finish it off. I just go ahead and take my Pro Alloys again, open those bad boys up, and then kind of corner technique and flick out any longer hairs or any dark spots that I see. After that, go ahead and take my one guard open, same steps, except this time I'm working my way down. Once I get to a one guard and beyond that, I like to work my way down. So I'll go one guard open, 3/4 an inch to an inch up, and then I go close it up halfway, go about a little bit ways down, and then go all the way close with it and kind of get out that last little guideline at the very bottom of that. If you really want to make that fade even tighter, use a 0 guard open after you close the 1 guard, and go ahead and take out any of those dark spots that are left behind between the 0 guard open and 1 guard closed transition, and that thing's gonna come out nice and super crisp right there. After that, I go ahead and take my 2 guard, open that bad boy up, and I'm going all the way to the top of the head. I'm not going on top of the round part of the head. Once I kind of run out of room on the side of the head, I kind of just nice and easily flick out to make a nice easy transition. I don't want to take down any hair on the top of the head. I just want to make sure everything on the side is nice and faded, and around the corners of the round part of the head, it's nice and transitioned to the top. After that, just halfway, and then close that 2 guard, and then go ahead and clean up work with the 1 guard open. And then that right there is the finish of the fade. Then you can go ahead and whatever else you need to clean up, any other darker spots that you want to see at the end, maybe stuff is more evident around there, you can go ahead and clean that up. Now we're going to go ahead to get started on the beard. This beard footage of this video actually didn't come out as clean as I wanted it to be. So real simple, just taper the fade techniques that we just did on the beard, on the side of the beard. Make sure you don't take it down too short. I will be coming out with a specific beard video just on how to groom, line up, taper, and shape a beard. I haven't gotten any good footage on a beard to go really in depth. I'm gonna make sure it's an own video, so you guys make sure you stay tuned. This is just a little watch through of the good footage that I did get from this cut. As you can see, it gets blurry. Sometimes it gets too dark to where you can't even see my model. I will be coming out with a video very shortly. I think actually tomorrow I'm gonna record one, and then hopefully within the next week or two I'm gonna drop that. Always when I finish off a beard, I like to, a big bushy beard like this, I like to go ahead and use my scissors to get any stray hairs. Sometimes with the clippers, they can push around the hair instead of actually cutting it, and I just feel more precise with my cut when I do use scissors. Then of course, go ahead and start on the lineup, go ahead, spritz them down, make sure everything comes out nice and sharp. Whatever trimmers you are using, these are my ProMates Precisers, I believe they're called. I don't know the correct pronunciation on that word, but I do use my Andis T-Outliner blades that are modified by Chuka's 1-minute blade modifier. Make sure you guys go ahead and cop that for all of your blades that you use to line up. That is a must-have. After that, I kind of like to go ahead and hit them with the Slimline Pros. I just like the wireless capability of that to be able to move around freely as possible. After that, of course, I gotta hook them up with some enhanced hair fibers. Of course, thank you, Chuka. Make sure you guys go pick that up. That is a must. I always have new clients coming in saying, hey, make sure you use the little black stuff that you spray on my cut, please. I want to make sure I look super poppin'. Trust me, guys, even though it gets hated on in the barber industry, clients do want that, and they will pay for that too. So go ahead and cop that. Don't feel like you're cheating yourself. Trust me, your clients will thank you and will love you for the look that you give them. Their girlfriends will probably love them as well. Go ahead, finish them down, straight razor them up, clean them up under the neck, sanitize, and that is a haircut right there. That's how a bald fade, mid-bald fade with a beard lineup. Remember, I will be coming out with a beard video shortly, so stay tuned for that.